Welcome to part 2 of this instructional video tutorial. At this point, we have selected 3 articles that we would like to export to RefWorks. Again, this is part 2, so hopefully you have looked at part 1. We are going to export. On the screen, we've opened up the folder has items to display the 3 that we have selected. And at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Export. What will probably happen is it will open up to the RefWorks login screen. Some students prefer already having the RefWorks page opened up and minimized, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to click Export. And what we'll do, it will go to direct export to RefWorks. You'll see that it's bulleted right there. I'm going to unclick remove these items from folder after saving, so I want to keep them in the folder just in case something happens and I want to go back to them. So by unclicking remove these items from folder after saving means that the folders will still remain in that folder. So now just click Save. And the RefWorks screen will open up for the login page. And I'm just going to log in. I put in my login name and my password. In this instructional video, we are not going to go over how to set up an individual account or create folders. There is another instructional streaming video on using ProQuest Direct, and in that video it will go over how to set up your individual account and how to create folders. Click Login. And some of you, your page may look different from mine when we initially go into the other folders. At this point, if you are doing MLA bibliographic citation, you will need to globally edit your fields. In MLA, the data source is Manhattanville, Coll, period, C-O-L-L, period, space, capital L-I-V, period, comma, space, purchased, comma, NY. Again, this is for MLA bibliographic citation. Then you will have to put in the database information. We were in Academic Search Premier, so you would type in Academic Search Premier, period, EBSCO host, and the link is not a capital, http://web.ebscohost.com. The retrieve date, and today's retrieve date is 9 Feb, period, 2007. This is MLA. For APA, you would just need to fill in the database name, Academic Search Premier, EBSCO host, and the retrieve date is written differently. The retrieve date for APA is written the date out. So it would be February 9th, 2007. That would be APA. So APA, again, all you would need is the database name, the retrieve date, month, day, year. I'm going to go back and change it to MLA for right now. So in MLA, it would be 9 Feb 2007. Now, in order to make sure that all of this information is retained in the record, what you have to do is change it from leave existing data alone to append to existing data. Append to existing data, append to existing data, append to existing data. For those of you doing APA bibliographic citation, you would only have to do database name and append to existing data, and retrieve date, append to existing data. At this point, you're going to click Edit Fields. And what you're going to do is click where it says View Last Imported Folder, And in our last imported folder, you will see the sources that you have exported from Academic Search Premier into RefWorks. At this point, what you want to do is make sure that you have created a folder, or you want to put these in the folder that you have created for your research purposes. We're going to click All in List and click Put in Folder. As you can see, I have several different folders on different research topics that I've worked on, but I have created a folder for EBSCOhost for this video series. So what we're going to do is click EBSCOhost, and it will give you the message, are you sure you want to put the 3 references in the list in the EBSCOhost folder? And I do, so I click OK. And then it says, successfully put 3 references in the EBSCOhost folder. And click OK. Now, right now, your sources that you've exported are existing in 2 different folders at the same time. It's in the last imported folder, and it's also in the EBSCOhost folder. These sources in the last imported folder will stay in this folder, the last imported folder, until you export or import new sources. So we want to view our folder EBSCOhost. So by clicking Folder, we're going to click View, and we're going to go down and select EBSCOhost. And that's the folder, EBSCOhost folder, and you can see our sources. Oops. Clicked on the author just to get that one. We're going to go back. And what we're going to do at this point now is most people want to create a bibliography. So by clicking Bibliography, we'll come to this screen. And here's where you have your choice between doing MLA bibliographic citation or APA citation or a host of other different sortation formats, including Chicago Manual of Style. But for right now, if you were doing APA, you would click APA, but we're just going to do MLA. What you need to do is go down to File Type to Create, and we're going to select Word for Windows 2000 or later. We're going to click References from Folder, click that, and then we're going to click the drop-down arrow, and we're going to select the folder that we want to create the bibliography for. We're going to click EBSCOhost, and then we're just going to click Create Bibliography. Takes a couple of minutes, and at this point it will either open up, and if it doesn't open up to the document, all you would have to do is click where it says download it, and then the Word document will open up with your citation list. In this case, since we were doing MLA, it's going to be a works cited. If you were doing APA, it would open up to a reference list. Now, RefWorks is a wonderful, wonderful tool, but it is not 100% perfect. So what you will have to do is go in and you will have to go in and edit it. For example, here, you didn't need those lines there, so I'm going to edit that out. Academic Search Premier needs to be underlined, so I'm going to go ahead and underline that. Needs to be a space between the period and Manhattanville. Needs to be a period after the Y for New York. And there you go. Again, you'd have to edit a little bit more. You would go ahead and save it on your disk or your USB. Or if you happen to be working in the library and you didn't have, or somewhere else, and you didn't have a flash drive or a disk with you at that time, what you can do is, we're just going to X out of this Word document. We're not going to save it at this point. You could always email it to yourself. So if you don't want to save it at this point, you can just email it and email it to yourself. And this concludes the video tutorial on using EBSCOhost and RefWorks. If you have any questions, please contact one of the reference librarians at the reference desk. The phone number is 914-323-5282.